my parents joined the Catholic Church when I was like 5. And then my mom was just really hardcore though. Like she like instantly just dove in really hardcore with it. So yeah, I mean from that point on.
You were like pretty deep in it?
Yeah, I mean I always debate this like whether I really believed it or not. I feel like the whole time I kind of felt like it was silly. And I kind of just went along with it. There was points in my life because a lot of people around me were religious that I did really try to believe in God. But yeah, I'd say toward the end of high school, I was starting to kind of just be like this kind of bullshit. And then in college, I met people who, were atheists and shit, like actually had open-minded perspectives. I was just like, yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah. And then you tripped some LSD with them and you were like, these guys are the future. Nah.
No, that wasn't until, I don't think I took acid until I was 20.
Dude, I don't think I'll ever be able to take acid again for real.
I don't think so either. It's so much time. That's the big problem. Like people who are working 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, like the idea of taking one of those nights or days entirely dedicated to acid and then like having the day recovery and then just going back to work, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'd rather do anything else.
I'm saying, dude, I'd have to.
And it's probably bunk. Like, I don't know. I can't find acid. That's my biggest problem.
I'd have to know I was... these kids don't do it anymore. All they do is nose drugs.
Yeah.
That's all they fucking do.
That and pills. Molly.
Yeah, for real. That and pills, dude. It's just like Molly, Xans, Percocets, cocaine,
nobody does
ketamine.
acid anymore. It's so sad.
Like, there's still people who do it. There was a dude that fucking got banned from a festival here in Des Moines. He got banned, and the festival hasn't even happened in like a few years now. But because it was supposed to happen, but then in 2020 they canceled it, and it hasn't happened since. But yeah, he got banned because he took a video of himself taking like a whole sheet of acid. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I've seen some people at festivals fucking go deep. They go deep, dude. I'm just like, how, bro?
Yeah. Do you believe the whole thing that like you can get fried off acid?
What do you mean fried?
Like there are people who like purport,
like you've done too much acid and now you're like just all fucked up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I've met some folks, Coleman. I've met some fucking folks.
But what do you think? Because I feel like it's a way smaller percentage than people project it to be.
I think you have to do low quality acid and you have to do plenty of it. Like, let's say you bought a sheet of acid and it was just fucking, it was like okay stuff. Like, you're going to get a decent trip off of it, but you're going to feel like shit for the next 3 days type of deal.
So it's not even the LSD, it's just like the other, the fucking whatever they're cutting it with or whatever that's making
exactly.
It. Or
Or anything that they put in incorrectly or something, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Maybe they think they know how to make it and they miss something, or they couldn't find one product, so they replaced it with another because it's close and shit like that. So like the research chemical, like them things when the tab hits your tongue and it's bitter.
Oh yeah.
The worst part about that is too.
Spit that out if that ever happens.
Even if you spit it out though, good luck. Like, it will be more mild.
It hits it pretty quick.
But it's like that saliva sticking to that paper, dude, it's going to pull it right off, bro. Because I did that, and I was like, and spit it out right away, and I still tripped sack for 6 hours. Tripped fucking balls. The saying still makes no sense, but, dude.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I was out there playing creepy music. It's me and my two buddies. We're at another buddy's house, and him and his girl and some other people go inside. They're all going to bed because they started tripping way earlier. I'm like, me and I'm not gonna say his name, but me and homie took one earlier that day because we were like, fuck it, we're gonna day trip. And then we ended up taking another tab like 3 hours later.
I've never done
that. And then we
that.
met up with some more buddies, and they were like, we want to trip too. So then we took more, dude. And I took 3 more, I think.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I did the 3 strip. So like, I was like 5 tabs deep, and I was playing some like, I had a EDM playlist of all that like creepy style music, like fucking EPROM, G Jones. I was playing like some Help, I Can't Find My Way Out, and like. And we're sitting there. I'm laying in the grass,
like nice
dude.
party and shit like that.
I'm having a great time laying in the grass, dude. And then fucking other buddy's chilling. He's on his phone. No idea how he could see his screen. And then fucking our third homeboy's just like, guys, I don't like this. Dude, we were fucking... I forget too, they had a rope swing, right?
Oh, nice.
And I was swinging on it upside down, and it broke, bro. And I fucking fell like this and just fucking and like crushed my fucking neck.
Oh,
and
no.
I heard something pop, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, are you fucking okay? Are you fucking okay?" Like thinking, "Are we gonna have to take me to the hospital or something?" I'm like, "I'm not going there." I was like, "I'm good." I was like, "We're gonna be just fine." And now I'm like, is that why my neck's always fucked up, dude? I wish somebody would have had it on video. We could have gone viral, bro.
Goddamn.
Fuck.
What's the most acid you've ever taken?
In a night?
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
I
didn't go any further than 2.
Oh, dude, I've had buddies. I mean, once you get like 3 deep,
yeah,
it doesn't really like, I don't know.
But there's also like, I feel like the quality of acid I was taking at the time when it was like 2, with like, it was like the double, like it would be like the equivalent to like 4 okay tabs of acid.
Yeah,
it was like pure shit. I think it was like 250, 300 micrograms.
That's really probably what we had. We were probably doing some wash, realistically.
I hate bunk acid. That's the worst shit. Especially when you're like, it's always more expensive.
Yeah.
Bunk acid is always more expensive than the real shit. The real shit's always like $5.
Yeah, for real.
Or maybe 5 or 10, I don't know. But like if you're paying like 15, 20 a tab, it's shit acid. Don't buy it.
I kind of like wash sometimes though. I did.
Why?
Because we did some wash once because my homie had bought a vial. And there was just like a very, very tiny bit left, and so we just filled it up with water and then fucking used the whole thing. And it was just like a diluted trip. Like I could still see my phone screen and text, but I also didn't feel like I was tripping.
I kind of hate
that.
And
I didn't feel like shit the next day.
I feel like when I'm like at the midway point, that's when I'm like feeling really anxious and jittery. Like I'm not about it. But like if I'm in the trip, like if I'm fully hallucinating, like I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but like the hallucinations always calm me.
Yeah.
Like seeing the colors, seeing the shit like breathe and all. Like I always found it very calming. So when I
always found it funny. That shit always made me laugh, bro. I'd just be laughing. I'd be like, why are these fucking trees purple right now, bro?
Yeah,
like there's this time when we fucking dude, this tab of fucking acid that I took. I talked about this because homeboy was driving. We're going down like one of those highways that's just both ways. Yeah, I talked about that, and I just kept seeing the cars come by like whoosh. No fucking idea. Whatever. I've told the story before on here. I remember I have now, but it was fucking something, dude. That shit put my dick in the dirt, took me back out, beat the shit out of me, and put my dick back in the dirt. And I was like, I remember getting up the next day, like, how did you drive? How did you drive?
I remember the first time I took acid. I was sitting out on my back patio and or balcony or whatever, porch in the apartment. And there was a tree out in like the yard, like the overlook the back that I'm going too far in that explanation. But there was a tree in the background, and I felt it like I just kept staring it down, and like as like the trip kept like getting stronger and stronger, like the tree just like kept getting closer, like it felt like it was like right here, even though it's like yards away. And I was like calling my friends. I'm like, hey guys, this tree's getting really close. Come check this out. This tree's like right. Just like being a fucking. Dude,
I could not, bro. When I lived in an apartment and like we'd be like, yeah, we can just stay here and trip. I was like, nope. All of you can take. I'm like, nope. An apartment. Fuck no. Dude, can't do it.
You want to hear the worst thing that ever happened to me? One time I took acid and maintenance came. And they had to like work on this shit on my back balcony like the whole day. So the entire trip, they're loud, and B, I'm like tripping, paranoid the fuck out, being like, because I just like every time I trip, I like just get so paranoid of people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't be around people
100%,
at
yeah.
all. I can't be in public
Because you're like, I'm gonna get in trouble. Like they can't know I'm tripping.
yes,
Yeah.
like because it's always like they're gonna be like, hey, this guy's on drugs. Call the police.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, oh, hey, there's this crazy man.
Yeah.
And
That's the
it's almost never
positive when it comes to places like Oregon and shit.
Sure.
That's like the positive with it. Because if it was that on it, I still don't think I'd trip again anyways, but I think that I would have been less likely to go crazy with it, you know? Like, oh, well, it's the only night we're going to trip for the next week or two, so we might as well go balls to the wall and take a bunch of tabs, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, I do wish it was legalized. I like it's such a stupid thing for people. Like, it's really too bad that, like, there's all this push for, like, psilocybin and not LSD.
Yeah.
Like, because I just find LSD more beneficial of a drug for me personally.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, though. This is what you do.
Yeah.
All right? If anybody's watching this or listening to this, and if you're like, I'm going to do LSD, I don't suggest it unless you're at least 18. But if you're going to do it, drink while taking the tab. If you drink.
Oh, no. That's awful advice,
No,
dude.
not at all. Not at all. It helps cool the anxiety.
Do that.
No, shut the fuck up. It cools the anxiety a little bit. I'm not saying you got to fucking drink an entire fifth, but get a little bit of drinks in you, get chilled out, get relaxed, you know, have a couple while you're setting in. And always, always keep an emergency Xanax on you. If you start freaking the fuck out,
I do agree with that.
take your Xanax.
Or some benzodiazepine.
Getting drunk on acid is fucking you don't necessarily have to get drunk, but you get a couple drinks. That's what we always did. You take the tab, and then we'd hit the Red's Apple Ales.
I mean, look, man, I did that like every once in a while towards the end of my like when it was like the 10th, 12th trip. Like, yeah, sure, I was probably drinking during it, but I don't know, man. I smoked weed the first time, and that was
so you can fucking get your paranoia up. THC is a psychedelic. You don't need to press a psychedelic into a psychedelic.
Well, the theory we had was that we would trip harder and better.
Well,
We probably did.
That's definitely possible, and it probably did, but that can also raise your anxiety levels. So if you're already like, what if I freak out and you're nervous, just have a couple beers, chill, take the tab, talk with your buddies, have a couple beers, and then by the time it sets in, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I am tripping. Because there's been times where I'll be like, man, this acid must be bunk. But really, I was just getting drunk and going into the trip at the same time. So I was like, bro, I thought I was just drunk. But then you see your face and your pupils and shit. Things start fucking multiplying.
One time I took acid after taking Adderall because I had forgotten I had taken Adderall, and then later I took acid, and I started tripping in like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude.
And then my ex-wife and her brother my ex-wife and her brother came back, and I was like, yeah, I took acid. I'm like, are you fucking tripping? They're like, oh, did you take an Adderall? Like, oh, that's why. And then he Googled it, and he was like I don't think at the time he did, but like later on, like the brother-in-law Googled it. And he was like, yeah, Adderall and acid use can lead to psychosis.
Yep. Same thing with cocaine. That's and I bet weed in a way could too. Like if you're not used to it, like let's say you've never taken a dab before.
Oh, I wouldn't do it.
And then you go and take your first dab while you're tripping. That could be like
I might have done that, but
that could, because I think those things get implanted in your mind in a way where it's like, okay, really, I'm gonna be just fine, but I got really nervous that one time, so I feel like I'm not gonna be fine.